Well, I mean, we try and reference all the different incarnations of the Turtles. You know, like the classic '80s and '90s cartoon that Rob was a part of, the original Mirage comic books,
Yeah.
a little bit of the 2003 series, the live-action movies, and that's just kind of like a naturally organic thing that we just do because we love all the other incarnations as well.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you can make the argument that Brandon and Ciro and their team have the purest iteration of the interpretation of the Turtles. Because truly, when we did the original show, the only guys who really knew what Turtles were about were Kevin and Peter, the creators. But since we're talking about 25 years have gone by in several different versions of the Turtles, I think that when you have people who grew up watching it and are really into the mythology and really get it and are fans and respect the fan base, you can make a good solid argument that this is probably the purest iteration to date. And I say that because I have sort of anecdotal evidence to that effect. There are a lot of people your age, maybe a little older, who grew up watching the original show and were a little bit trepidatious about the new one.
Yeah.
And then they saw it and they went, "Oh, this is fantastic!" And it's because these guys know what they're doing. So when you have that kind of background, your question, I think they're doing all of that. They reference and they pay homage to all of the best parts of the Turtles.
From my point of view, I'm just a tremendous fan of the Turtles. Like, I grew up reading the comics, watching the cartoon that Rob was a part of when he was Raphael, and just got lucky to be a part of this thing. It's before this, I worked at Marvel. I was at Marvel for like 5 years, and I was at Disney, and I wanted to be a part of. And I love these franchises, but I especially love the Ninja Turtles, and the quality of the show is just so fantastic. Like, the CG looks great. It looks like a little mini movie every week, and we really put our all into it to give fans something that's just a completely different experience from all the other animated shows that are out there right now.
Yeah.
Which is no small task. I mean, when I started doing cartoons, there was this was just after sort of ABC, CBS, and NBC Saturday morning, and then it started to branch out a little bit. But now there's so much product, and there's so much competition. So to do something that really ticks all the boxes, when you have something that gets ratings, gets phenomenal reviews, and sells product, that's this is a for-profit business, right?
Right.
So when you have something that ticks all those boxes, it's very rare, especially when it goes cross-generationally.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. For me, my journey here I was almost a victim of my own ageism, because having been Raphael 25 years ago, when these guys were kind enough to call me to say, "Hey, would you read?" My first reaction was, "Well, do you know who I am?" Not out of arrogance, I was at the beginning. I'm pretty old now, and they were like, "We don't care that your hair is white. We think your sensibilities as an actor would be interesting for us with respect to Donatello."
Right.
And I was the one that almost said, "No, I'm too old for this." And I am having a blast because the show is as big or bigger than it's ever been. And the fact that these guys have enough confidence in me to give it another rip has been really a thrill. It's huge.
The thing is, like, Rob sounds young, he acts young, he is young. I mean, he's incredibly young at heart. Like, he's one of the boys. And he's. But the funny thing is, it's like all the actors kind of have the sort of the equivalent of the Turtles. Like I feel like
you're right.
Rob is the brains. Like Rob is he's very fast. He's very witty, and he's like the smart one. You know what I mean? Like Seth sort of naturally takes on kind of the leader. Sean can get a little hot tempered, and he's but in a good fun way. And Sipes obviously is Michelangelo.
On the nose.
Right? Totally Michelangelo.
Totally.
We just write him. We're like, oh, what would Mikey say? Oh, what would Sipes say?
It was. If there is, I've done a lot of this. If I can think of one actor who is built to do a role, it's Greg Sipes doing Mikey. Totally. Yeah, I think all actors try to do that to some extent. You don't necessarily, and that's the job. You don't necessarily have to be exactly like the character you're portraying. That's what you get paid for, is to take on these things. But also, the shows are so well written and they're very clever. You don't really need to do much of anything except speak clearly and read what's on the page, they come out great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's a tricky one. We can't talk too much about the upcoming season. I mean, we're going to see the Fugitoid because the Fugitoid was already released as a toy, and we know about that. Like, I mean, we saw at the last Toy Fair that Fugitoid is coming, and he's got a great voice actor attached to him. Season 4 is just really exciting because we up the ante. We've got a phenomenal guest voice cast coming up that just kind of is mind blowing.
Stuff that blew me away.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
Even Rob was like, "What?
Are you kidding me?" And when you find out, when you guys find out who's going to be doing what, it will truly blow, especially the geek community. It'll blow their minds.
Oh man!
All four of them.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what you're supposed to say.
Right.
I think Rob would say probably Donatello and Raphael.
Yeah, that would be well.
He's gonna have to say that.
If I live to be 100, I figure I can knock out all four turtles. I think honestly, Raphael is the most like me because I'm a bit of a smartass and I like that. But
But you're romantic like Donnie.
I am totally romantic. I love women. I don't want to be one. I do love them, and at least in my iteration as a turtle, for some reason, girls dig Donatello. I think because he has a romantic side. Then they meet me in person, and they go, "Ew, he's old."
Oh, no way.
But
the girls love him still.
Yes, they love him because they're like, "Oh, you're so nice. Would you just, tell me that I look pretty like my dad would say?"
No.
Silver
Fox right here.
That brings up a whole slew of
that's
other
all.
questions.
That's another iteration of Turtles we have.